Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
And welcome everybody to the BPL show. Cuddle time, you there? I don't hear you. Still nothing. It says, I don't know, it's your phone, like, now it's like on the side, it seems like. I still can't hear you. It fixed the camera now. That's good. We were just talking, the volume's. Are you muted? Did you mute yourself? No, because now I see that you, okay. Do you want to try to rejoin back in? All right, so we're going to wait for Cuddle Time Critters to come back. That is Melinda. She is tonight's special guest. Pretty stoked. I guess she told me this is her first live stream ever, so hopefully she has a blast and we'll have a good time.
Now you're sounding funny again.
I hear you now. Is it you? I don't know what that could be. Oh, she'll retry again. We had this problem earlier right before we started the live stream, and then everything seemed to be good. Hopefully this is it. Do I sound good on your end? Do you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're sounding funny. Like you were
Let me
before.
let me back out and then I'll come back in. Okay, well, I am back. Just waiting. Something with the audio. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Is it my mic? Is that what's going on? I have no idea.
Talk to me.
Can you hear me now?
Oh my goodness.
Try the headset. Turn it off and on. Turn it back off and then turn it back on. Yeah, what's up, man? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It might be the headset.
I think I know what the problem is. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
What about now?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
You're sounding funny, like you're in slow motion.
Yo, man, do I sound funny? Let me see if I can hear myself. I don't know what's going on. Try 1 second.
Sorry about this, everybody. I just can't understand what he's saying when he says anything.
We are trying to fix the dilemma. 1 second, everyone.
Talk to me.
Can you hear me now?
Let me try to leave again.
Okay, we'll wait again. Hopefully you guys are all having a great Sunday. Hopefully your teams won. Waiting for Cuddle Time Critters to come back. What's up, my animal house? We're having a technical difficulty over here with audio between her and I, so I'm hoping this time it'll work again. We had this problem a little bit backstage, but here we go. Hopefully this works. Did it work?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
I think what happened was, to bring up the chat, I put my computer on, and my headphones fight between my phone and my computer. So
Okay.
I won't get to see the chat, so you'll have to bring it up or something.
I will. But thank you for joining tonight, and
Thank you.
You're very welcome, and I'm glad to be the first one to have you on the show as a guest. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And if you could, for everyone, those who don't know you, could you tell them your channel, what you have?
Well, I have Facebook and I have Instagram mainly. And what kind of animals I have? I mainly breed ball python and crested geckos. And rats, of course. But we have 2 aquatic turtles. We have a box turtle. We have a blue-tongued skink. We got a bearded dragon. We have 2 gargoyles that I'll probably be pairing this year. What else do we have? 2 leopard geckos. It's a long list. Pink belly swift. 5-line skink that my son caught in our house because they're kind of in our area, and it came in when my son was taking out the trash when we were cleaning the rats, so he caught it, and we've had it for about a year now, about a year and a half.
Right on.
Very busy, always busy. So I try to put some stuff on YouTube, but with my time schedule and everything that's going on, there's just so many hours in a day.
I get it. I understand. I mean, yeah.
And it's kind of hard to talk into a camera and make sense to myself and still put it out there. So.
How many ball pythons would you say you have in your collection?
About 40, but that's including hatchlings that I had this year.
That's fine. Still a ball python?
Yeah, ball pythons. And I'm holding back, what is it? A total of five. As of right now, our last clutch should be hatching or being cut or whatever, 55 days, 56 days on December 23rd. So they still got a little ways to go. I think I might lose one egg. I think I put too much water in a certain area and I didn't mix it up enough because excuse me, because I put the eggs directly in the substrate.
Okay.
I do a 50-50 mix, but I think I didn't mix it well enough in that corner where that exit is. I ended up moving the egg and putting antifungal foot powder on it. So hopefully it makes it. I do not know. So let's hope, because it was our most anticipated clutch, which is it was to a hypo girl to my pastel spot nose clown.
Nice.
My stud's gonna be busy.
That's awesome. How many clutches are you producing a season right now?
That'll be my third one. So I
Nice.
just started basically, and my first clutch was really, can I really do this? And once I realized, yeah, I can do this. So my second clutch was to a pastel hypo to our very first snake we got, and that was I think he's a yellow belly pied. I'm not for sure, because you know how hard yellow bellies I can bring some of his hatchlings out, but I'm not sure if they have it or not since I'm so new. So
That's
he was
fun, though.
we got him from Petco and they just labeled him as pied. So to me, he has a lot of pixelation.
Coming from Petco or anything like that, yeah, they're just gonna name it. Like it could be, a cinnamon pied, and they're just gonna call it a pied.
Yeah. And then
hello, unicorn.
And then I told my husband, you never know. He might have hypo in him. He was sold at Petco. He might have the hypo gene in it, and we don't know. So he says, no, we don't. I said, if it's a het, you can't see it anyways.
Yeah, you would. Well, yeah, you would just have to know the pairing of the mother and father.
Yeah, they don't give you that information.
Yeah, that's the bad part about it.
I see snakes at Petco smaller than my hatchlings come out of my eggs.
Yeah.
So.
Just out of curiosity, what are they selling? Like, I think it's like $80 now for normal at a Petco or PetSmart.
It's $100. Last time I looked, and that was after the pandemic was still going on, I think they were selling it at $100. I think it was $60 before the pandemic, $60, $80 before, but now they're selling them at $100 a pop. So.
Where are you located again?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. Reno, Nevada.
Yeah. I wish I was in Nevada. Better than Kansas weather.
Is it pretty bad?
It's starting to get a little chilly. I think yesterday was in the 48 was the high.
Okay. Damn. Yeah. No, that. I think right now it's like 41, 40 degrees.
Yeah. So.
But I think our high today was like maybe 73, 72, something. I don't know. It was
Yeah,
warm.
we haven't seen that for a minute. So I don't think we've seen that since September. If it was, it wasn't very long, and I didn't get to it.
That's the one thing that's the one thing I like about like being in the high desert here in Reno. It's like during the day in the winter time, like you still, because it's a dry heat, you feel that even if it's 40 degrees or 50, 60 degrees, like you can feel the sun. Like,
Yeah.
and so it's not too bad. And but at night, like because it's dry heat, it's everything's cold as shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So how are your sheds on your ball pythons?
Good. I don't have problems with any of them.
Yeah,
I've
I
had
just
problems.
started to.
I had problems.
Yeah.
Not saying that everyone comes out, a perfect shed, but for right now, everyone's pulling out a perfect shed. I do have to mist down my stuff though every like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
So
I try to, when I see that the ball python was in blue, and once they hit the clear stage, I'll add a little water to help them pull the shed off easy for them. But so
I have most of mine on paper towels, to be honest, and my wife's favorite, that one gets the cocoa, and then my big female, she gets cocoa. So, but other than that, I use the paper towels. I don't have a problem with them though, with the sheds too much.
I use Pro Cocoa right now. It's because the very first breeder that I bought a snake from is local. I don't know if you know of him. It's Superior Scales Reptiles.
I know. I've heard the name.
Ryan Thomas.
I can't say I've talked to them, or
Yeah.
He
has a very I don't know how big his collection is, but he usually on his morph market you see at least in between 50 and 80 snakes ready to be sold at any given time. I always owe him money. Seems like. So
constantly just get new snakes.
Oh yeah, I got one on hold right now.
That is awesome though.
And he's actually a future freeway maker.
Nice.
Black pastel asphalt.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
And I'll show you my first snake. This was my very first snake. Mind you, I know there's a situation with the spider wobble. I bought this before I knew about the spider wobble.
Okay.
But I was lucky.
Male or female?
Female.
Okay. When you pull this, when you get closer, I'll put you on solo so everyone can see it better.
And if you see her wobbling, that's me, not her.
She's gorgeous.
See, she has no wobble whatsoever.
That is really gorgeous.
And if you see a shaking, that's me, not her. Oh, now she's hooked on the mic. Watch. She actually could be gravid with my regular clown. I have a regular clown boy. So she's been spending a lot of time in the water bowl. That's where I just got her from. is the water bowl. So she's wet. And these marks on her chin, I don't know how she's getting them. I think she's trying to nudge her way out of the rack. But I can't get her to stop. So maybe she's just rubbing too much. There's a couple of mine that have the same spots on them. So I'm assuming they're doing the same stuff. But like I said, there's no wobble whatsoever. See, if you look at my hand normally shakes anyway. So I can't really tell if they have a wobble or not, but I don't think she does.
She looks beautiful, though.
Thank you. That was my very first snake.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Here, I'll put you by your water again so you can spill it some more.
This is the one that got this is our first one. Well, not mine, but my wife's and I. There you go. She's just a normal, but.
Yeah, I got one of those too. But they say mine's a normal, but to me, she's got something else in her, and I'll bring her out in a little bit. But her son has he's quote a normal, but he has some granite in his alien patterns. There's not eyes. Hers don't have eyes either. And hers are really long.
Here, I want to put you on solo again.
See her aliens, how long they are?
Yeah, some are like 3. That one's like almost 5. It look like. Oh, look at that one. That one's long. There you go. Yeah.
See how she has a
Now,
line down.
Do you probe or pop?
I pop.
Same.
I try to do the probe thing, but since I shake so much, it's just I'm so afraid to hurt them.
Correct. I get it. No worries.
And
I mean,
she's a sweetheart too.
I'm just even nervous just doing the probing. Like I feel like I'll damage.
That's what I'm saying. Since I shake so much, and this girl will almost let you do anything to her, but that's most of my snakes. Hi, sweetie.
Yeah, I get when you say most.
See how light and she's around the bottom too. So.
What's up, Not Lou?
I like to show my snakes.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no, please. Show as many as you want to see. I'd like to see the whole collection if you want.
Here, I'm going to show you her son. Trying to get this. See that granity looking pattern?
Yeah.
He doesn't have them long as she does, but his still are wacky. That's not the way I want to turn you. See how his has, this is a really good one right here. How the granite is. Trying to get this right. See that?
Yeah.
But this is the one that really reminds me of her. But she doesn't have that granite whiteness in her, but he does. So there might be something. I'm gonna at least try it out once.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's him.
Oh yeah, that's badass.
I originally wasn't gonna have him, keep him, but I decided to. Why not? This is his sister.
Put you back on solo real quick. There you go.
She's in blue, so she might not show herself too well. There's her face.
Right on.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do with her yet. She's just a cinnamon. I bred her, my normal to a pewter, which is cinnamon and pastel.
Yeah.
And I still have a pastel that's herself from that clutch.
Female or male? Not
This
what the one you're
is
holding.
a female.
You're correct.
The pastel is a male.
Okay.
So she is a beast of an eater. I don't think she's not refused or hasn't refused a meal whatsoever. Every time I throw something in there, she's on top of it.
Do you do frozen thawed or live?
No live.
Same.
I don't even know how to feed a frozen thawed.
I do live as well. I don't know why I asked that, even that you told me earlier you breed your own rodents like I do.
Yeah.
Some people breed them and then freeze them, you know, just curious.
But I don't know if you can see on my rack. See, every tub, it has a white clip there.
Yeah.
Each time I feed something, the clip has those little things that you can move up. So each time I put one in there, I'll push it up. And a lot of times I feed my rats at the same time as I'm either down here doing something or I'm cleaning something in the rat room or feeding something in the rat room. I'm always feeding something in the rat room.
Okay.
Water and food, I've got to check morning and night.
Yep.
And I have I've got the setup for the water buckets, the automatic watering system.
Yeah.
And I've got to fill those up at least every third day.
Okay.
Do you want to go back home?
Do you like the super cinnamons?
Super cinnamons? I like them, but I've heard there's kinking issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was actually going to that one snake that I have on hold. I was thinking about putting her later down the line. It wouldn't be a super cinnamon, but it would be a black pastel cinnamon. They say if you do that, it's a little less likely to have the kinking issues, since it's not black pastel to black pastel or cinnamon to cinnamon. But I think they're a little anyways. So she is so sweet.
Cinnamons are cool. I got two. I got a cinnamon male, fully grown. I got a cinnamon vanilla, and then I got a cinnamon pinstripe spider.
Yeah, I have a pinstripe het pied. She was supposed to be a female, but she's a male. Now it's instead of Penelope, he's Pin. Just Pin. So, do you have an ultrasound, or are you
No,
thinking
I
about
do
getting an ultrasound?
down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, down the road.
And how do you track your feedings and stuff?
On a note card, one of those like 4x6s, and I just
Yeah.
write on those. Once they're,
I use
it works.
Yeah, it does. I use
What's up,
the
Brett?
Husbandry Pro app.
Hmm.
And it's a lot of people say, well, it's a paid prescription. Yes, subscription. But the thing is, it basically, you could program it to tell you what when you go to, okay, I'll put it bluntly. I feed my hatchlings every 5 days. Now, if it's a holdback, I'll feed it every 5 days up until about 500 grams. Then they'll go to every 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Once they hit 1,500 grams or more, they'll go maybe even every 2 weeks on a medium. So they'll go, unless it's a male, I'll keep the males a little bit slimmer than the females. Once he hits, say, breeding size, he'll only have a weaned every week or every other week.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, my adults get fed some are on a 10-day schedule, some are on the 2-week schedule. Some are my juveniles, they're every 5 days, some are every 7 days.
See, the Husbandry Pro helps me. It tells me who needs to be fed what day.
Okay.
So I don't have just one day that I feed everything.
I just look at the cards. They tell you everything.
I need reminders for everything. As busy as my life is, I need reminders of everything.
Knowing that you almost, in a good way, almost have a zoo. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome, though. That's like a little bit of everything. That's really dope. I like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I don't really mess with the blue-tongued skink because it hisses a lot, and you go to take it out, it'll try to hiss at you. I don't think it'll bite you, but it is telling you who's boss.
Is the bite bad?
I don't know. I've heard they're bad, but it hasn't bit us yet, so I don't know.
Depending on size, I would guess, right? Like
this one's full grown.
Yeah, I was gonna say a baby to a full grown would be different. Like,
yeah.
How big do they get? Like almost 2 foot? No, less?
Yeah, about that. If you count the tail and everything, yeah, about that. So what's everybody saying in the chat?
Yeah, it's kind of quiet in the chat tonight. Got people watching though.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So how many's in the chat?
Brad says hi.
Brad.
Brad Clark.
Okay.
Not Lucette. What's up, everyone? Unicorn said hello. Madman said hello. So did My Animal House. We got right now 4 people still watching.
Cool.
Yeah.
So. At least it's not just us.
It would have still been fun either way.
Yeah, definitely.
So, question on the breeding of the rodents. How many for the rats? Just say, like, how many babies would you say you get a month? Just roughly. You don't have to give me like a perfect answer.
Okay. I really don't know. All I know. I have a tub down here that I'm supposed to euthanize. And there's probably, this is just this last week. See, the thing is, I do it differently. Okay. once they get pregnant, if I have enough tubs over here that I can put them in, I have, what is it? There's 5, 10,
Oh, you're talking about like when
15 tubs.
so basically when the mother gets or once you see the female rat's pregnant, you'll take her out and replace her with another female.
But I'll wait until they're very, very pregnant.
Right.
Like about to bust.
Correct.
And then I'll put them in here, but I don't have enough tubs for everybody. So some of it does get colony breeded still in the tubs, just because I'm not set up the best as I can be. If I had it'd be a lot easier if I had a freedom breeder tub set up. That freedom breeder has like 75 tubs. Then I would have enough tubs for the maternities. But once the rats that I pull aside, once they're out of the peaky stage, I get an average of 13 babies per rat, generally.
Okay.
And right now I have too many damn rats.
That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah. And then, like I have customers. I'd say I probably have 3 or 4 regular customers. But I did win my very first show on the 14th, so I'm trying to get out there so I can get the public used to seeing me and know that I have the rats and the mice, in which I think I've gained a few customers just from that one show. So it might pick up. And I have pet rats, so I like the rats, and I don't like to euthanize them unless it's costing me too much money for food. So
once you euthanize them, though, do you keep the euthanized ones, or do you just?
What I do is I throw them in my freezer until someone asks for if I have any frozen. Some people will, like I have one customer, he takes live and frozen. And since I'm just starting out, I basically ask the same price for the frozen that I do with the live. Okay. Just one's euthanized and one's not. So I probably could lower my prices if I got more customers, but I don't have the customer base yet. So I'm kind of stuck with an easy thing that I can remember in my head when someone comes up to me. Basically, I see what you're saying. Peaky rat to a weaned rat is $2. Smalls $3. Mediums $4. Larges are $5. Anything larger than like a jumbo is $6. And I started breeding the mice, so I'm gonna ask for $1 for them. And the African sulfurs, regardless what size they are, they're $3 a piece.
Damn. See, that's cheap, though.
The only reason I asked $3 for African sulfur is because they're so hard to breed and they take so long to grow up.
Yeah, but that's cheap.
Yeah. So
nothing wrong.
Figure I'm better than the pet store.
Oh yeah. I mean, did I tell you the prices I was paying for? I mean,
outrageous prices, like $15, $20 for a medium.
Yeah. Sometimes it costs 15. Sometimes it costs 16. It all depends on like how many rats they had at the time, and the supply of what people needed around here, and that's where I said. And because of price too, and the lack of them having them, I was like, I have to build my own, and I did, and
Did I ever tell you why I started breeding my own?
GFR, hello.
The reason I started breeding my own is because we got the piebald and we had my first snake, the spider. And then we
Mhm.
had one other snake, which I won't pull her out because she laid eggs on October 29th and she still hasn't ate yet. So I'm just going to leave her alone. But I had those 3 snakes. For the life of me, I couldn't find no pups anywhere. They were either small or they were mice, and I didn't want to stick my snakes with mice. Because once you get them stuck on mice, they're forever a mouser. But the reason I started breeding is because I couldn't get the size I needed.
See,
And that's the main
it's,
reason I did.
I had one that it was Daisy, the one that I got my wife to approve it. So when we got her out, she was getting mice, and when I finally offered her a rat, like it took so I'm not like forever long, of course, but like 2 months for her to actually want to even seem interested. Like I tried little wrap ups when I was breeding, and she like gets scared and like back up. I'm like, okay, but now she's like, no, what's up? I got this. What's up, HMP?
Yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, I was lucky. I actually have a local reptile exotic store that is, it's not local, but it's semi-local. It's like 20 or 30 minutes away. And
No, I would say that's
they actually had small rats for $5.99 a piece, but their mediums was like $7.99 and their larges were like, what was it, $10.99 or something like that, which that's better than Petco. But when you're starting a breeding colony, it's still expensive.
yeah.
So we started off with, what was it, 4 females and 1 male, and we kind of grew from there. And then I ran into this place. I was on Craigslist looking for another rat rack because I'm kind of tough on time and when I can schedule to build something because I'm just so busy in here. So I found this rat rack, but it came with rats also.
Oh, nice.
So for $150, after that point, my collection went from 10 tubs to 24 tubs really fast.
I wish that's a real good deal in my opinion. You buy the rats and the rack, and like you get the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yep. And here, I'll show you my pet. Or one of my pets.
See, I don't know if I could chill with my rats like that. Yeah.
Come here, buddy.
That would scare the shit out of me.
They're actually down here with the colonies, but they're all males.
Oh, hell yeah. This is badass.
This is Smokey.
He doesn't bite? No?
Nope. I'm still training him.
Is he for breeding?
Nope, he don't even breed. I just thought he was cute.
It's just straight for your pet, for you.
Yep.
Does he have his own like little enclosure, or do you have like?
Yeah, it's like a pet enclosure. We have 5 of them in there right now. But this is
awesome.
Smokey. And I'll show you the other one. The other one's name is Bandit.
Area 51, he plays with his rats too. I'm like, man, I can't do that. I'll hold him for a second, but.
What have you did to your rack? This one I'm still working on to be trained. This is Bandit.
Has he ever bit you?
No, once you start training them, they'll nibble on you, but they know how much pressure to put on you, and they don't bite you to hurt you. See? See?
Damn.
They won't bite you. Once they trust you, just like any other animal, just like your reptiles, once they get to know you. Like I said, I'm still trying to train him because he's still fairly young. But this is Mr. Bandit.
And that is
Look at
awesome.
that face.
Hell yeah.
Put your toe in there. You know, I love all of my animals, but the thing is, even though I have pets, when it comes to feeding my ball pythons, I have no problems throwing a rat in there to make sure my snake eats.
Damn right. Same thing. Well, I don't have a pet rat yet. Well, I guess I got one that because he's been around from day one, but other than that, like, I don't know. I've never really held a rodent that long, like, to be like, yep, I'd be worried about being bit by one of mine because I don't mess with mine.
If one bites me, they get fed.
I like that because that's what's going to happen if it bites me.
The one that bit me either yesterday or today, needless to say, it had a short life. They got
broke the rules.
Same way with the African sulfurs. Mine don't bite me. If they bite me, they get fed. Mm. And I have girls ready to eat those African sulfurs. The only reason I have African sulfurs.
Now, I got a question. Do you ever have a problem with if you do have to transition one that's been on ASFs to rats?
I have one girl that's all she'll eat. The guy told me I got her as a hatchling. The guy told me she ate rats. She ate 2 rats, and then I couldn't get her to eat nothing. Then I found the African sulfurs, and that's all she will eat. But I also have snakes that I can throw a rat in there 1 week, and say, for instance, they don't eat for, say, like 2 or 3 weeks. I throw an African sulfur on there, they'll eat it. But they'll go back to rats too. You will have an odd case where that's all they want to eat. I feed my snakes what they want to eat.
I wish I could have ASFs. I understand they take longer to build up, like breeding, like to size.
Yeah, it takes forever.
But I would still like it.
Once they get going, they're fast. Yeah, that's what the rack that I need to build. I've had the material probably for a month or 2 months, and I just haven't had time to build it.
I don't know if you could see. Busy, you know.
I don't know if you could see that tub up there. It's really thin. It's about this thin, but it's really. It's the Freedom Breeder 15. And that's going to be built for the African sulfurs, which I only have that one tub, but once I build the rack, then I'll order the other tubs.
The reptile hutch, what's up?
I ordered the tub to make the rack. Just one tub.
That is awesome.
But right now, the African sulfurs are in the FB10s, and it's a 7-level rack. Once I started building up, I'm like, I need bigger tubs for these to keep them in the same colony. So
Oh yeah.
I've got all the material and whatnot, and
So
so
how many? So compared to a rat, just I've never asked anyone this, and I've never looked it up. Just out of curiosity, what's the litter size on ASFs?
um, I've seen 20 and I've seen 13.
Okay.
So I think it all depends if the mom's older or if she's younger. If she's younger, she'll probably have a smaller litter. But once she starts to having them, she could actually build up. And once she gets so old, her litters will go down just like anything else, just like regular rats.
Right on.
Like I have one good mama, but all she has is 4 babies. But I also I have hairless. I have hairless. Sometimes I take the hairless. I have hairless. Sometimes I take the babies away from the mamas, and I could use her as a nursing mom. So
That's cool. I wish I could have ASFs. I heard they're kind of dominant a little bit towards each other, right? A little bit or something like that. Like, or no, if you take one out and like it or
yeah,
something.
you can't mix the colonies together. Like the only way you can introduce a new, say for instance, the ladies decided to eat the male for some odd reason because they got mad at him or something. The only way
Whoa,
you
eat the
can,
male?
sometimes they do.
Holy shit.
Okay, say I took the male out and I went
What's
to
up,
feed it.
Isaiah?
Say I took the male out and I went to feed it. And I put it in not the same colony, but a different colony, they'll eat him.
That
Because
is.
he'll smell different and it's a
So how do you build new colonies then? Do you put one random female, one random
there
male
is a
together?
lot of inbreeding. That's what they call it. There's a lot of inbreeding in AFSs.
Okay.
So basically, I have one mom. I was feeding up a collection. There was one female left, but I seen her tummy was getting bigger. So I decided not to feed her, but she had probably about 12 to 13 babies. So the
Okay.
babies are in there, and that'll start the new colony. Once those are grown up a little bit, I'll probably feed her off, and that's the new colony. Brothers
That
and
is
sisters.
okay. And but you could still take out like all the babies and put them in like another bin, and they'll all live together because they all smell like each other.
Okay,
Is that
if you take them out before the sexually mature, the colony will accept them as their own babies. At least that's what I have found. I've got like a colony that has a smaller colony. Say I have three females and one male, or even 4 females and there's no male. If I put a youth male in there and have them grow up with them other females, he'll grow up and they won't eat him. You can introduce them.
you could bring them in when they're young. You can't do it when they're
Yes.
adult.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They have to grow up so they don't smell any different. I guess they smell different when they get
I have no idea.
once they hit puberty. I don't know why, but it's worked for me. It's worked out well. Like if I have a colony that is really, really thin, I'll take some of the babies. Yes, this is what works for me. I'll take some of the babies and put it in with the other colony that doesn't have any babies, but I want the colony a little bit bigger. Or that one tub is overloaded of babies, I'll throw it in a different tub and do it that way. Like I just started a new colony with babies, that a tub was overloaded, but I took all of those babies from that one colony and made their own colony.
Damn.
So
That sounds a
does
little
that make
complicated.
sense? Does that
sounds a
make
little,
sense though?
yes. I mean, because I know, I don't know. Like I've had the mother of the rats eat the babies for the first time, and then like a lot of them stopped and didn't do it the second. Some of them did, not all of them.
So I've heard that with mice, and I got 2 colonies of mice. The very first colony that I got for free, basically. I got it off Craigslist once I realized I had some babies here that would not eat the African sulfurs or the rats as their first meals. So I had to get the hopper mice in here. And once I got the hopper mice, so I have more. See, I had mice before. My husband said either mice or African sulfurs. So I got rid of all of my mice, decided to keep the African sulfurs, and now I'm back to getting mice again.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes the mamas will eat the babies.
The only reason I haven't done the mice, I could have mice and rats, but I can't have ASFs hearing about it. But
once you get hatchlings, you might want to start getting mice.
I heard the mice stink really bad.
They do stink, but if you change them on a weekly basis, it's not that bad. It does smell when you go to change it, yes. But put it this way, I've got 31 rat colonies here. I've got seven colonies of AFSs, and I have 2 colonies of mice. I'm downstairs, but my downstairs is still connected. I'm downstairs in the basement, but it's still connected to the house and garage. And when you're upstairs, you wouldn't know I have all this down here. It does not stink up my whole house. My basement, there's a window right by where the rats are. Yeah. Even though it's getting colder, I still have it cracked that much, just so they have circulating air coming in and out. So it still circulates the air, and it doesn't make my house smell. And every week I change everything.
Okay. Well, I clean mine every 5 days. My rats. The mice, I don't know. Like I don't do that, but just because I've heard about the odors, so I'm like, kind of, I don't know.
See, I really don't smell the mice until I go to clean the tub. Yes, the tub will stink. But like I said, my husband was really surprised because it was my idea to start breeding the rats. It was my idea to bring all these snakes in here. It was my idea to start all this.
What's up, Moon?
And I was just thinking of the future. See, the thing is, all my life, I've worked 12 hours a day, at least 5 to 6 days a week. I'm getting up in the years. I'm 52, probably need to retire in the next at least 15 years. So I'm looking at myself. I didn't save like I should have saved throughout all of my years of working. I basically lived paycheck to paycheck, and I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. And I want to be, my ultimate goal in the next 5 years is to retire. Is strictly breed ball pythons and enjoy the rest of my life.
That's good right there, though. That's good shit.
So, but yeah, that's the main reason why I did this. Hello. But I wouldn't say it helps me to relax. I wouldn't say I'm doing this for the money because I've spent a whole lot of damn money. I spent more than I've gotten. So.
There you go. That from the reptile hutch.
Yes, I would say I'm prime, that's for sure. I was just telling Billy today that he's complaining because he has to wear glasses now. And Billy's probably a year younger than me. And he said he's gotten old. Now he's got to wear glasses. And I told him I was 30 years old when I got my glasses. And,
What's up, Dad?
And at 52 years old, I don't have to wear my glasses anymore. So old has nothing to do with it. I think a lot of that's genetics.
Yeah, no, I agree. Everyone ages differently. Everyone's different. So
The older I get, the younger I get. That's my
what's
philosophy.
up? I am, my bad, brother. My bad. I meant Jerry Springer's in the house.
Jerry Springer. Here, I'll show you my two snakes that if they go this year, both of them will be an upside that will be. Oh yeah? Yes, I did. I did see you. These two females will, if they go this year, cross our fingers, will be an upside coin toss up. Which one's my ultimate anticipated clutches?
Okay. Once you
Of course,
bring them.
one's in the water.
Put you on solo real quick.
This girl here, if she does what I think she'll do, she'll make my Batman.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing? She's not fun to ultrasound either. See how she's wiggling? She has her own mind what she wants to do.
She's on out.
She is not cooperating. Come here. But she's beautiful anyways. She is not cooperating with me. She's a runner. She is a leopard, 66% het for clown.
Nice.
That's the female of one of them. Which she's showing signs that she's building. Because she's always in the water bowl.
H&P says she is beautiful. Reptile Hut says
Thank
living
you.
the dream.
Absolutely. This is my other one. She's more cooperative. Hi, baby girl. She is my Inchy Fire Het Desert Ghost.
100% het?
Yep.
Nice.
She is going to go, which I'm doing a het-to-het pairing. She is going to go to my Inchy Mojave Het DG male. Every time I was looking for a male, they would either have less or butter or something in the blue-eyed leucisticus. So I found the she's fire, so I didn't want another fire or something that had the blue-eyed leucistic. So one's blue-eyed and one's black-eyed. So I won't make an all-white snake.
That is badass, though.
And that's her. And I'll show you the males. Oh. I know.
He hissed.
This is the Inchy Mojave.
Okay.
And he's wanting to run. Had DG.
100%, 66,
100.
50, 100.
Both of these are 100. This one I got from Ball Python Shed from Josh and Jackie.
Right on.
Because they're semi-local to me. Oh, get in there.
If you ever get the chance to go to Nerd, I highly suggest it, says the Reptile Hutch. And HMP says, I have a Fire Mojave male.
That's awesome. And this is the other male that's going to that leopard. This is my pastel spot nose clown. His name is Mr. Stud.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't think of a name, so I just called him my stud. So, I originally had just a spot nose. It didn't have clown, didn't have anything but spot nose. And I'm like, I'm going to go get a spot nose clown. So, that's what I did. And
He looks great, though.
yeah, he is. He's already fathered a clutch. His clutch is due on December 23rd.
Nice.
He was 500 grams when I put him in the tub. He got to business quite rapidly.
He's trying to go right towards the camera. Oh, yeah.
Yep. I'm kind of guiding him. He wanted to go past it, but I kind of guided him so you guys could see him.
That is awesome.
He's got a lot of females that's calling his name. So them are the two clutches that I'll be crossing my fingers and hoping to God that it works out.
Oh, yeah.
I would say if one of them won't go, I'd say the Desert Ghost might not go because she's not in showing any size. She's up to size. And this is what happened to my banana spider last year. I'm still pairing her to the same male. They lock, but then a period of times they don't lock, then they lock again, then they don't lock. So until I get a clutch from her, that's all she's seeing. Thank you. I appreciate it. But basically, I really don't want to. It's not in my plans to have a split clutch. If I decide to make a pairing, I'm going to stick to that pairing. If they don't go, it's not meant to be.
Correct. I see what you're saying. You don't want to mix like two males to one female, and
yeah,
you know.
you just
I just go for what you want. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Oh yeah. So, how many beardies do you have? Did I ask you that?
just one.
Just one?
Yeah. We used to have two, but there was she had MBD naturally.
What's MBD?
Naturally, it's the bone ball.
Oh,
disease.
okay, yeah.
Basically, the vet said it was something, her body wasn't absorbing the calcium that we
Okay.
would give her, and it was like going right through her system. She couldn't absorb none of it, and she got really, really sick, and basically I had her humanely euthanized because I was feeding her crickets and cricket and mealworms by hand every day.
Mm.
And she would just lay there, and it's just I was tired of seeing her suffer. So I have her in my freezer until we get the situation in our yard fixed and find a good place to bury her. So
These don't keep you up with the chat, so I'm just trying to put them
Yeah,
up there
that's
so
fine.
you can read them too.
that's fine. Yeah, we used to have two, and yeah, we have one right now.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hey Google, broadcast.
What's the message?
Sean, bring me Brody.
Okay, broadcasting now.
We're going to try to
Sweet.
show him. He's upstairs. I like to show my animals.
That
This
is
is
awesome,
actually
though.
my son's
Like,
pet. This is actually my son's pet. So,
okay.
uh,
How do you just do you have like feed it rodents at all?
yeah. We tried to feed him,
Put you on solo real quick.
maybe you could see him better this way. We tried to feed him pinkies and whatnot, but he wasn't too interested in it. Bring me one of those drinks. But yeah. Okay, buddy. Oh, he don't like to, if he's not flat on something, it scares him, I think. But that's Broads, man.
Oh yeah, that is badass.
So, yeah. Oh, where are you going?
Mama, I didn't think the other one could freeze. I put it in the freezer because I'm like, it's an alcoholic beverage.
Uh-huh.
And I pulled it open and it's frozen.
Well, bring it down here.
What is that? Oh, Smirnoff Ice. Okay.
Yeah, Broad man got scared a little bit.
So what? Just like crickets, stuff like that.
These were put in the exact same spot.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was just saying he's mostly on like just insects and stuff, or
Yeah, just insects. Where are you going? Sean, come and get Brody. Insects, crickets, and we have like a dried diet. Sometimes we feed him.
right on.
Kind of mixture. It has bugs. It has like little pellets. Sean, come and get him. But yeah, he's a chunky monk.
And what kind of geckos did you say you have?
Crested and leopard.
Crested and leopard. Okay.
Oh, and gargoyles.
Okay.
The gargoyles don't like me though.
Ever thought about getting maybe like, Savannah?
I got a lot on my plate already.
I'm just curious. I mean, like, Tegu, anything like that? No?
I'm actually interested in the tegus. If we had more space here, yeah, I'd probably get a tegu. That would be fun.
Gargoyles don't like anyone. There you go.
Mine just,
And then
one day I got bit. Sandfire? Who's a Sandfire? He is a Sandfire.
I think he's talking about the Beardy.
Oh. That's a Petco pickup, so we just figured he was just a normal.
Oh yeah. But do you like the black and white? Do you like the red on the Tegus, or is there?
Isn't there a blue and white?
Not 100%. The reason why is because not knocking anyone that wants to get a Tegu. Do you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just I don't want something that has the possibility of dropping its tail. That's what I'm scared.
Oh, I've got some frog butts.
So, I prefer if I want to get a lizard, I want a monitor. I don't care what kind of monitor. Like, it could be the smallest to an Asian. I don't care. I just want a
I was
monitor.
thinking about getting one of the Ackies.
That would be cool.
Yeah. See, the reason I got the crusteds is because they're easy to breed, and I was waiting on my ball pythons. I needed something to breed besides rats. If I'd have to do it all over again, I'd probably just concentrate on the snakes, because the crescent geckos, you gotta feed them every other day, and sometimes I forget because I'm busy with everything else.
I get it.
But I might have some. And most of the holdbacks I was holding back, see what sex they are, they're becoming males. They're being males for some reason. I guess that's more going to be on my table to sell. But, so.
Do you have fishes, anything like that?
Fish? No.
Frogs?
Nope. No frogs, no birds, no fish. The only thing close to a fish is our aquatic turtles. I had a brain fart for a second. They're
what kind of turtle?
work. Huh?
What kind of turtle do you have? Or turtle?
We have a box turtle, and we have a blue-eared slider. A yellow ear slider and a red ear slider.
Nice.
Our red ear is probably about this big. This one actually needs a tank by himself.
Yeah.
If I would have to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't have got the turtles. They're that much work. I don't do the work my husband does. But also, I'm the one that's always buying the filters.
Okay. Do you have to, like, scrub their shells and, like...
You're supposed to, but we don't. And a lot of times they, believe it or not, turtles actually shed their shell. Just like a snake.
I heard that.
We freaked out the first time it shed its shell, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Sorry.
Like, when you mean... No, you can cuss. It's 18 plus. Trust me. You can say fuck whatever. You're fine.
Okay.
But...
I know YouTube's kind of picky about that.
I've heard they shed. I've never seen a picture after they shed. So I take
all
that...
we would find is the square things in the water. They
Okay.
don't shed all at once like our ball pythons do. They shed in phases. So,
Okay.
no, it freaked
I was
us
thinking,
out at first. So,
and like just a big chunk will fall off because I mean I'm
yeah,
thinking of like it was
you know the scoots. I guess they're called scoots. The little squares. No, the
okay.
scoots are on the bottom, but I don't know what they're called. Where they would normally get a pyramid or whatever, that
Yeah.
section will come off.
Okay.
So
I
my
did not know
son
that.
put these in the freezer and they're really cold. This one, I guess, semi-froze.
Looks like a slushie now.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Haven't
thought
tried
about
to
getting
open
like a snapper?
No. I'm good.
I'm thinking about live feeding videos. That's why I'm asking you all these ones that eat rats or because you
Oh.
say
Yeah, I get you. I see some of your feeding videos. Oh, get that shit!
yeah all the time, yeah.
So, but
That is
I'll show
awesome.
you
Though.
another one that I really like.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna put you on solo so I can see that a little bit better. What kind of pied?
Orange Stream.
Beautiful.
He's quite not ready yet, but he's getting there. What is on your head? Must have just came out of the water. Yep. And this one has one little dot on, 2 or 3 dots towards the end of his tail.
That is gorgeous, though. Orange Dream Pied.
Yeah, I
Any
named
heads?
him.
No
First,
heads?
I named him, huh?
No heads? Just curious.
No heads.
Okay.
I have a pastel possible vanilla clown head hypo, but he hasn't ate since May and he's starting to get thin, and I've ordered the Da Vinci Boa, I think it is, supplement.
Okay.
So I'm going to try him on that, and my girl that hasn't ate yet, since she's later clutch, I'm going to try her on that once it gets here.
Okay.
But I do like these saddles.
They look great.
My husband prefers the high white.
I like mine are both super low white.
I actually have a low white, but this one, not the other one that is pet. It is pied het lab 66%.
Damn. Okay.
And I've got a lab female. She's been a semi picky eater, not real picky. She's one of the ones that I'll throw a rat in there, she'll eat the rat, and a few times she hasn't eaten, she'll have the African sulfur, and then I'll feed her a rat again.
Yeah.
But I think the other one has inchy, but according to Ryan, there was no inchy in the pairing. Oh, that one I named Orange Crush, and my husband decided to name it Kush.
Kush.
If you could imagine where that comes from.
Yes.
This is
What do
the
you
other one.
Okay.
That's pretty much all the white he has.
Yep. That's
See? See, look at that busy pattern. I think he's inchy.
I'm sorry if I say this wrong, so I'm gonna let you guess it, but I'm gonna say Kansas City.
I'm in
Kansas?
Missouri, but
Missouri.
I-
God damn it.
I am in the Kansas City metro area. We have a large different cities within our metro area. Like we have Independence, we have Lee Summit, we have Liberty, we have Olin Park, we have Lenexa. All of that's in the Kansas City metro area, and I didn't name all of them.
You said awesome.
So yes, I am in the Kansas City area. But yeah, this is my low white. I prefer the mid white, like my orange stream that I just showed you. I don't prefer the low white like the first pied I showed you.
Yeah.
I should be having visual pieds early season 2022 because she's my het pied who is being bred to my first pied that I showed you.
Yeah.
She actually has got 16 millimeter follicles right now. Or it's 21. It's 21
Now
now.
is the one you're holding right now is a male, right?
Yes, this one's a male.
Is he het for anything?
This one is the 66% het lab.
And that's right, het lab.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I have a lab girl. She doesn't have the het pied. So if he proves out, she'll be the one to prove it out for us.
Right, but I mean, all the babies would be 100% het pied.
Yeah, 100% het pied and het lab.
Yep.
At
If
the
not a
time I
visual
got
lab.
her, at the time I got her, I didn't have the money for a het lab or a het pied that was lab.
Yeah.
She's having a shedding issue just on her head area, her head and neck. But this is her. She's about 600 or 700 grams now. She's wanting to be bashful. But she's fairly long. If I stretch her out, she's really long.
Oh yeah.
She's long. But since she's so long, looks like she's a lot thinner than she is. You think she would be like about 400 grams, but she's not. But she's the only lab I have. Because you know how you always make the mistakes in the very beginning when you're first getting your collection?
Yeah.
And my ideas was get one of everything recessive that I was wanting to breed and go from there and just build out from there. But I figured out that's the wrong way to do it.
As for me, I only got through 2 visual pieds, 1 visual clown, and 1 visual caramel albino.
Yeah, I heard had an issue with the caramel albinos. Billy at Mutation Creation said he was in the albinos, and he got out of it because they were saying all the female albinos, caramel albinos, lay slugs. Okay. Hi. See, she even has that rub on her face. I can't.
Here, I'll put you back on solo if you want to get her head closer to the camera.
Try to. Gotta figure out. See,
Yeah,
she
I can
has-
see it. Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is they're rubbing it right on the ventilation things, ventilation holes up above when they're just snooting around. But it don't seem to bother them. She's just now starting to get her lavender colors. And when I first got her, she only weighed like 79 grams, 80 grams. She was a lot smaller than I thought she should have been coming to me. And it was one of the bigger breeders that's been breeding forever. So, but I got her up to weight where she needs to be.
Oh, yeah.
And now she's taking her own sweet time.
What would you say the weight is on her now? Just estimate. It doesn't have to be perfect.
About 700-800.
Okay.
She's getting close.
Yeah.
She probably next year would be the good time to start trying to pair her, as long as she keeps on eating those meals. Yes, I see. My husband likes pies, and that's what. See, back in the '90s, when pies were still just recent shown to people, and back then, who couldn't afford it, that's what they wanted, even though they couldn't afford it. But now they can afford it. He said, my husband said, all I want is a pie. I said, okay. So I researched it. Originally, I told him no snakes. And so I researched it and did my research and did my due diligence to find out how they're like, what was the requirements, how to keep them and whatnot. And I'm like, okay. So I gave in to his request and I fell in love. And he says, all I wanted was one pet snake and you got all of this.
That's nothing wrong with that.
My husband don't even ask how much money I spent on these snakes either. He long time ago, he gave up on asking me. I said, you don't want to know.
Hey, but I mean,
I tell him.
It took him though, like it took me to get my wife into snakes. It took him to get you, and then once you're like, boom, I want more, just like her.
Yeah.
So I actually did a little white lie to my wife. I told her when we got Daisy, our female, the normal, I was like, well, when they're in shed, they're in pain. So, because she got so attached to it, I want to start growing my collection. And then she was like, oh, well, and she finally found out. She's like, no. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
So, do you plan on doing anything like, sunset, monsoon? I mean, maybe not monsoon. That's kind of pricey even. But, I mean, even if you could, I mean, is there any kind of thing that you don't have in the collection that you do want to add into it?
if I had unlimited amount of money, it'd probably be monsoon. Now, if I had a limited, see, the thing is, everything that I really like, I want to get more DG girls. That's on my list. I want to get another visual clown female, and I'm wanting to get into
just a clown or anything certain. Just
okay. The first one was a lesser clown. Okay, and then I got an inchy clown female. Now the next one will have a different gene in that, and I'm actually looking at Hidden Gene Woma clown. So
gotta get those numbers up, BPL. Those are rookie numbers.
So if there was any, see, the thing is, I'm just in so much, and I've got so much more planning to do for what I have in the collection.
Okay.
Like, say, for instance, if I had a Batman, if it was a female or male, I'm keeping it back. If I have a female and a male, I might keep them both. If I have any more than that, I might sell it.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's fair. I mean, you're doing what you want and keeping what you want. That's for every breeder. But yeah, no, that'd be pretty awesome. Male or female, have a Batman.
Now, if I get my DGs, I'm keeping probably all the visuals.
I ball python love Junior.
Are you in any Patreon that you pay for? That you pay for, not what you produce, but whose Patreon are you a part of?
No one's.
No one's? I'm only on one Patreon.
Okay, whose? Let me guess. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, Billy from Mutation Creation. I was originally gonna guess AEP Miguel.
No,
You know.
I was tempted, but no. I just I like Billy's, I wouldn't say attitude, his personality. I like his personality, and I kind of feed on his adrenaline because I would call myself a passive person. I'm kind of on the low key, but people that have all the energy, I'm more in tune to what they have to say. And I tend to learn more from people that has the energy as high as he does. And that's the reason I went with Billy. And
nothing wrong with that.
And Billy was one of the first people that I watched a lot of people on YouTube before I joined in a Patreon, like Olympus Reptiles or something like that. He's actually here in Manhattan, Kansas. That's not too far. But I didn't like how he was portrayed in the values of the hobby.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that a lot of his collection was like on the beginner stage of someone collecting. He had a lot of spider and a lot of exanthic.
Okay.
I quit watching him because I just didn't. And to me, he was portraying his Patreon like, oh, Patreon paid for this, Patreon paid for that, Patreon paid for this house for the reptiles.
What's up, really quick to Zombie Killer and Blue Eyes? Hello. Sorry, go ahead.
But I just didn't like how he was doing it, and then I started not watching him as much, and then Then I found out what Billy was saying about something that he was saying in one of his lives or whatever, and I'm like, damn, okay. I kind of was thinking the same thing, but I just didn't. I'm like, whatever. I just quit watching him.
So, what else did you have? Because you named all the lizards. You have the ball pythons. You have the ASFs. You have the mice. You have the rats.
Mm-hmm. Crested
What else?
geckos.
The geckos, the part of the lizards, I would say.
The leopard geckos.
Yep.
I have a pink belly swift. Well, my husband has a pink belly swift. And a 5-line skink that my son caught in our basement when we were going through the rats. It came. There's a little hole by my basement door going outside. And my son says, I think there's lizards coming up that hole because every once in a while you'll see droppings right there. And my husband says, that's lizard droppings. And then probably not 2 months later, he ends up catching this lizard coming into the house.
Mm.
And I told him it was crazy. I said, no, it's not. He says, it's under this tub, Mom. What do I do? I said, I don't know. Then he broke off his tail. We got him in a tank upstairs. He broke off his tail, and within probably 2 months, his tail grew back.
Now, is that every time their tail will grow back, or is that just sometimes?
The blue tongue skinks, the tail will. I mean, not the blue tongue skink. The 5-line skinks do grow back their tails.
Okay.
Now, crested geckos will not grow back their tail. Leopard geckos will grow back their tail.
See, what about the beardy? Same thing, right?
I don't think it grows back. A lot of their fat is in their tail.
I don't know if I see. That's why I want to monitor. I don't want something that's going to lose its tail.
It's cute after they've lost their tail.
Yeah, but then I don't know. In my opinion, it doesn't look like it's a true lizard. I don't know. It just.
Oh, so it has to have the tail to be a lizard?
Well, not really. No, I mean I get it. Like sometimes it's a survival thing, and the bird got you by the tail, and you just gotta drop that and shit. You know, just shit happens. Whatever, you know, in nature. But like, I don't know. I'd be really bummed out if I bought something and then like it dropped its tail. I'd be so bummed and it never grew back.
Every once in a while, I'll get a rat where it's been in the colony as the colony breeding, and sometimes the moms fight over the babies.
Okay.
And that's the reason I started doing the heirloom breeding, because I noticed a lot of the rats would get a injury of some sort, a missing foot or a tail that has been like it only has half of it. And I don't have. There are rats out there that are considered tailless rats, which I don't have that in my colonies. But I do have a hairless where it has a half of a tail.
I'm gonna Google that later. I've never heard of a tailless rat. That's crazy. I gotta see that. I've heard about the hairless.
Oh, I got a lot of them.
I've never heard of the tailless. There you go. That's for you.
Hi. Oh, come back here.
I'm gonna put you on solo real quick. I want to see that.
Look at those
Yeah, I've seen
pictures.
that. I've seen the. So is that like part Dumbo then?
Yes. Hairless, a double Rex, which double Rex is actually part of the Dumbo. What I understand, you breed two Dumbos together, you can get a hairless. I can't get this camera right.
I had a little bit of Dumbo in my collection. They all got fed off. I have Norwegian and hooded.
Actually, this is a little guy, and I might actually save him because sometimes when I make my colonies and replace the male, I'll use one of these guys as the breeder male. What are you doing? It's so funny how they're all wrinkly, but
They look so funky, yeah, without hair.
yeah. Sometimes, I don't know if I have one in this tub or not. I have some. Here's one.
Okay.
This one here, it still has hair, but it's
Yeah,
more like
you could-
peach fuzz.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's slight. Yeah. Would you still count that kind of hairless?
Yeah, I would. I think it's funny when they have darker faces.
They look. I don't know. It looks funky with no hair. I don't know why. I just.
I know. Like this one would be mainly food because it's a female.
Okay.
Or sold as a pet for $30 a pop.
Who don't like the spider reptile hutch?
What's that?
Do you like the spider gene? I do. I like the spider gene. There's nothing wrong with it.
I will breed her, but if I decided to keep anything, it'd probably not have the spider. Because to me it would be, a lot of people say the spiders are so much harder to sell, even as a pet. It's not that I don't like them. Obviously I do. I got one. But the stigma or the karma across about it is just, it's just like, I wouldn't have a male with spider in it, period.
Okay.
Or I wouldn't breed it because it would just be too much spider in the collection. So it's not that I don't like it, but I'm just so interested in so many other things. I think spider and clown looks good.
I like spider. I like it. You do have to avoid, spider and I got one in my collection that's also can't think of it right now. And it's a champagne. Like there's certain genes and all that you gotta avoid from each other. But I still like the spider gene. Like there's nothing wrong or anything wrong with the spider gene. Shit, they're actually some of the, if not my best eaters.
Oh, I know. That girl I just showed you, I got her at 175 grams. Within a year, she was up to 1,300 grams. And that's not me overpower feeding her, unless maybe back then I was thinking I was feeding her smalls and they were actually mediums, because I don't sit there and weigh every single rat I throw in the tub.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that looks good. Toss it in there.
I like to watch it every time,
No.
just to make sure.
This afternoon I fed that first pied that I showed you today, and he put it this way, I didn't have the tub closed. I normally close the tubs and listen for the sounds or whatever. I didn't even have the tub closed by the time it was done.
Rotel Hutch says, I work with a few different spider genes. That's awesome, man.
So I'm just afraid I wouldn't be able to sell them. And right now, I don't know if you can see. You see that tall rack, that white rack with the paper towel thing?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to redo that rack because after I unplugged it, I found that there was some, not shorts in the heat tape, but the heat tape wasn't, like when I plugged it in, it wasn't heating up. So
Okay.
I decided to rework it. See how the sides are open?
Yeah.
I want to close it up.
Okay, you want to sheet it off. Yeah, to make so the
Yes.
side you can't see the sides. Yeah.
Because a lot of times I would have the heat tape programmed for like 92, and I would be lucky if I got an 86, which I don't change my ambient temperature. Whatever my house is, that's what my reptile room
I
is.
had more spiders.
What is that?
He says this right here, HMP.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So,
Oh yeah.
see, at the time I got the spider, I didn't know anything about the wobble, or at the time I didn't even know you could do champagne. You couldn't do champagne to spider or anything like that. Just recently, when I got the spot nose Mr. Stud,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about breeding him to her, but I can't because the spot nose and the spider increases the opportunity to have the bad wobble.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even consider doing that pairing. What is your main projects that you're doing or you're wanting to get into? If you have it or don't have it.
I've thought multiple. So I want to put. There's a few. Okay, so there's a few. So I thought about doing. I thought about doing triple hets right away, or the two pies together. But my problem with doing the two pies together is they are clutch mates. But they're both 100% het orange ghost. So
Yeah, you still can do that, but you don't want to do it too many times. Like you could put them together, but their offspring you don't want to put back to them again. You see what I'm saying? You want to find something outside of that line to put in there, because I have, what do I have? Okay, this is the snake I'm going to show you is my clutch from my pied and my hypo pastel girl, which all of these are going to look normal.
everyone talks shit about the spider genes, but those are usually the first to go. Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know if anybody knows anything about yellow belly. If anybody could tell me if this has yellow belly or not yellow belly. Come on, open up, girl. Yes, this is one of my holdbacks that I'm holding back. But the only reason I'm asking about yellow belly is because my pied, I'm not sure if he's yellow belly or not. And she is not cooperating. Not at all. Damn it. She has some nice ringers. Damn it. She's not liking to be all stretched out. So are we getting any comments?
H&P says it looks like it has yellow belly in it. I can't, I really don't want to say yes or no.
And then I'll show you another one. And this one looks very kind of the same.
Okay.
And these don't, these I haven't really messed with very much because when these first hatched, they did not really want to eat at all. My very first clutch ate better than these did, but these two girls is the larger out of all of them. And this, you see this girl. And then I'll show you a boy is the smallest one out of the whole clutch. Oh, he's going to try to eat me. And he's actually started to eat. See, I think this one's yellow belly too. Do you know if yellow belly happens 50% of the time, or like 50% of the clutch, or 25% of the clutch?
To be honest, no. I am sorry.
But I think this one has it. And if you look at this, looks like a diamond ring. You see that?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. I'm going the wrong direction.
Yep.
This one's actually on hold, and the person that's getting this one, she named it Circles because all the circles on the spine.
Okay.
I said, okay then.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep you too much longer, so you know.
Okay. I don't even know what time it is. Okay.
It's like almost 8 o'clock my time.
This one here is the one that's really not. Yeah, this is the one that's really not eating for me. I tried everything except force feeding it. It's ate a few times. Most of the time, my hair is always up. And all this one really does is strike at it.
Mm.
He had an African soft fur hopper in there probably about an hour and a half today.
Okay.
Still nothing. And since I'm not against force feeding them or assist feeding them, it's the fact that I shake so much, I'd probably get poked by its teeth more than the rat would go in its throat.
That's understandable, though.
But there he is.
Just a little guy.
You know, he's actually wasn't the smallest one. The one I showed you before this one was the smallest one, and now that one's bigger than this one is. But he's very alert. He's very alert.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's staring at that camera.
I mean, he don't seem lethargic or anything, because as soon as you open that tub, he's going to get you. He's out to get anything that goes into that tub.
He'll get over
And I
it.
tried to put a hide in there, and all he does was sit on top of it. I'm like,
I've had that
this
happen.
is not how that works.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Oh, I'm going to show you one more snake. It's one of my excited ones that I like.
Okay.
And which she's small, but she's getting up there. She likes her hide. You might know what this is. I'm sure someone does out there. Where are you going? You being bashful?
What is she?
Huh?
What is she?
She is a crystal. She is a Mojave and special, and she's possible calico.
Oh yeah.
She's in the blue-eyed leucistic, but when you add crystal and special together, they have this faint pattern on top, and they still have the blue eyes. I don't know if you noticed. She has the blue eyes. I can't get her to change. Can't hardly really see it. Doesn't really show up on this camera very well. But this girl is lovely. I got her from First State, either reptiles or exotics. I had to look it up. On Wharf Market, he has like a U.S. flag or something that he is underneath him. It's his logo, but it has red, white, and blue on it. I was a little leery ordering from him before, but everybody that I talked to didn't have negative comments about it, but they didn't know very much about him. So, and I read all the comments on Morph Market, and it was all positive reviews. So I went with it because the first action with her is to get her in clown. I really like the special clown that Canova or JKR did.
Okay.
I like how light they are, but they're bright in their own way. You like the camera? Do you like the camera? Huh? Always so curious. And every time I fed her, she goes for it. Right now, I still have her on the 5-day cycle.
Okay.
That is so cute. See, now you can see the blue eyes. See it now?
Yep. I can see it now.
Hmm. Sometimes I find her on top of her hide too, but when you go to put her in there and she sees the opening of hide, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of hide you use, but I learned this from PD Reptiles. Which I still have a few that I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Where's those? Here, I'll just borrow hers. I'll give it back, I promise. Okay, I got these from, they come, depending on the size, like these here was a 3-pack, but this is the bigger one. And this is the one that the little crystal's in.
Yeah.
And they're made out of silicone, so they're soft.
Oh, nice.
And what I did was just cut a little hole. See, they're pliable, so they're not going to hurt your steak, but they provide the security that they look for, that they need. Very inexpensive. This might have been $3 for this 2-pack, and this was $2 for a 3-pack.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't have the size on them, but I also have got these little ones,
Oh hell yeah.
which would be good for small hatchlings, like those smallest ones I have, that these would work. And I got the receipt here, and it's from Target. Which one is this? I'm not sure which one it is. I believe these were $2, and these, the 3-pack, is $3,
Okay.
and this is $2, I believe, or it's somewhere close to that. So I loaded up on quite a few of them. First, I took, you know, those round bits that you would make it like a door hole for.
Yeah.
First, I did that. But it seemed like it was like half of that hole, but it seemed like it was too shallow. So basically, the hole was here, but I just went around and made a square cut, and they seemed to do better to finding it easier. The little smaller round thing, I found that they weren't even going in there. So I did this, and once I did this, she started going in there just fine.
Okay. So one last question before I let you go.
Awesome.
If there is one thing for anyone that watches this in the future that was watching tonight, is there one thing that you would like positive to leave behind to the reptile community?
That's a big question. positive? As self-thinking or just the community
How-
itself?
However you feel, or however you take it.
Okay, I'll kind of go both ways. Always be kind to each other and grow together. And no matter how hard you think, I can't do this anymore, keep on going. Just keep on going. You'll make it.
Oh yeah.
So,
Cuddle Time Critters, Melinda, thank you so much. I appreciate the time. Yes, and if you're ever wanting to do another one, let me know. I have no problem having you back on the show. It was an amazing time. And
thank you.
until next time, everybody, that is Cuddle Time Critters. Go and subscribe, follow her on IG.
Thank you.
We got that shit. We're out.
All right. Bye.
Shall we begin?